Okay, so earlier this summer, we had the fortune of going to Croatia for like a little vacation with the family. And I love figs. And if there's anything that's awesome about Croatia, besides the amazing beaches, it's the figs. They grow wild everywhere, and you almost can't walk anywhere without bumping into a fig tree. And they taste amazing. So anyway, I took some cuttings and I tried different methods of getting them to root. Most of them did not work out for me, but two of them seemed to be okay. So these two guys right here do have some roots coming out, and you can see them right there. Now it is getting to be really chilly in fall time, so this one has lost all of its leaves, and the other one had one new leaf that had actually grown out. It was this one, but it was starting to turn yellow a little bit already, and it fell off recently. So what I'm going to do is, the leaf had fallen from the end there. I'm going to plant these two into soil and see if they survive. I don't know if they will, but that'll be an interesting experiment, and hopefully they do, because I would love to plant these in the garden. I love fig trees. So we'll see. The other two didn't fare so well. The other three, actually, sorry. And I'll probably just throw those in the compost pile. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Okay, so as I've mentioned, it's raining pretty good lately here, and it's getting to be fall time. So it's time to move in all my exotic fruits and trees for the winter. So what I'm going to do is, I think fall time is usually generally a good time to replant things in springtime. Before the plants have come out of like dormancy. So what I've got here is a bunch of kumquats. These are all kumquats, these little green guys here. This is a kumquat as well, and I think that's just a little weed, but anyway. These two guys are starfruit up here. These guys are starfruit. I grew all of these from seed. These are all kumquats as well. So I'm going to plant some of these. I'm going to give some of them away as gifts, and we'll see what will become of them. These are some of my other plants that I've been growing for a little while. These are pineapples that I rooted from just store-bought pineapples, just cut off the tops and rooted those. And they're not doing so hot. But despite what it looks like, I think they are still alive. And mostly I think this actually happened because I brought them outside in the springtime and they got too much sun too quickly and it just burned them. So I'm hoping that they can recover. I'm going to probably transplant them as well. And hopefully they'll come around and maybe start growing for next year. These guys here are mandarins. So this one, and this one are mandarins, and the two guys in the back are mangoes. And then I have one more little plant here, which is a lemon. So I'm going to transplant all these into slightly bigger containers and take these guys out of here, the common container, and then we'll see how these grow. Okay, got the mangoes transplanted last night. I didn't get to do everything I wanted, but these two guys are now transplanted into bigger pots. Hopefully they'll keep growing nicely. Look good so far. They're both about a year old, I think. Maybe a little more, about a year and a half. And oddly enough, I actually planted this one first, but that one seems to be growing a little bit faster. But anyway, they're growing pretty nicely so far. They have beautiful leaves. I really like how they're colored, and they're really like shiny and nice. It's a beautiful plant. Hopefully it'll grow some mangoes for us in a few years. Got the mandarins transplanted as well, so these are growing nicely. These were the two that were growing next to each other, and they're doing quite well. This was actually the first one I planted, and this one's looking pretty nice too. Got some, good branching out here, and same thing here. This one's probably the nicest one, I think. It's got the thickest, main branch there, and they're all looking pretty good, I think. And last but not least, here are the starfruits and our little lemon tree here. I didn't even notice this until last night, but the starfruit actually looks like a star from above, which is pretty cool. I did not know that it looks like that. It's really cool. So you can see some of the kumquats that have been replanted now. I've got some of them in individual pots, and I've put a couple in here that had really deep root systems. I wanted to give them more space, so I put them in this, kind of bigger container. So far, so good. Here you can see the lemon tree, as well as one more little kumquat at the end. So these are replanted now as well. So I've got everything replanted now. I got the fig up there, one of them. Another one is down here, lower in the back there. And got the kumquats planted out as well. This is probably the nicest one over here. It's not ideal. This isn't the most sunny spot, but that's the best we got right now. So long term, I want to be able to put this stuff out in a greenhouse. And even longer term, I actually want to be able to, create the kind of microclimate that is described in like Seb Holter's book. I'm going to have a separate video talking about some of the permaculture principles that he uses to be able to grow things kind of out of zone in Austria, kind of in the Alps. And he's actually able to grow citrus outside, as well as several fruit trees and other food-producing plants that are actually being grown in places where generally it's believed that only like grass or certain grains might grow, and he's able to achieve amazing results by smart use of like microclimates and small lakes and little things like that he creates, like little ponds to store heat. And I'm definitely interested in doing that as well. Figs are one of the few things that I think will grow without any issues here. I know lots of people in Hungary grow figs. Here in our village, there's lots of figs growing as well, so I don't think I should have too much trouble with that. But for the next maybe year or so, I'm hoping to get these cuttings growing, and then I'll see how they do and get them planted outside.